Cheers.
Close to the camera. See, he's 5 pounds right now.
We're here at the media day for the 2021 Bassmaster Classic on Ray Roberts.
This is a tank. Look at the size of this thing.
Progress we've made so far on our Hobie PA14. Got it wired up for 12 volt right now. We got the P127. That money!
Got one. Took him long enough, didn't it? He knows.
You know that's your outro.
I know, but I mean, like, I was waiting on you because, like, you just kind of put me on the spot and it's like it didn't flow. Right?
Whatever. All right, guys. All right, guys. I want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We've got a good show lined up for y'all. We were working on a guest to have them on because I know here in the next 2 weeks we're going to be slam packed. We got some tournament stuff coming up and also some new products we've come out with that we got to get shipped out. So we needed to work this show in. We needed to get it in quick. But like I said, I want to appreciate everybody that's tuning in tonight. We got a really good one for you. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks since we haven't got on here. Like I say, me and James have been working on a lot of stuff, getting things ready for tournaments, getting videos edited. It's just been really crazy, and it's been I won't say above average on how busy it's been. Tournaments, getting videos edited. It's just been really crazy, and it's Chris is getting hold of buttons over there. Yeah. Got to get them right. But anyways, it's been a phenomenal year. We're really appreciative of all of our customers, all of our followers. It's just been great. So we're not going to complain, none whatsoever. Crazy is good. So, but like I say, we're getting things ready for Florida, and I guess less than 2 weeks now. So getting excited about that. Getting excited about Santee Cooper right after that for the Hobie BOS. And then, like I say, just, doing business and getting stuff going with new products. We got some other new products going to be rolling out possibly this week. So we're excited. It's all coming around. It's all coming together. And we're just excited to start getting some of this stuff out there to everyone. But we got the Bass Nation Kayak Series champion, Eric Siddiqi. He's going to be joining us here shortly. It was we didn't know if we was going to have him on tonight, and then finally messaged me and said, man, I can do it now. So here we are. That's why we didn't even have much advertisement up for it, because we didn't even know if we were going to be able to have him on. So we're really excited to get him on there. But if you are just now tuning in, if you don't mind, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it, get all your friends in here. Let's get some questions. Let's give Eric Siddiqi some positive feeds and some congratulations and all that. So let's like I said, if you haven't yet, make sure you like it, share it, and then also comment down below. Let us know where you're listening from. We got Chris. He's over here running this machine. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Doing all right.
And you what have you been doing? It's been a beautiful day, man. What have y'all been out doing today?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I mean, it's a perfect day to do that. You know what I mean? Like, It's just nice. So it finally hit 70s. We took a family out fishing for a little bit today. Still having a little bit of boat trouble with the old crest liner. We're going to get that straight, though.
Yeah, you'll get it figured out.
Yeah, we'll get it right before the spawning season really kicks in and night tournaments really kick in. So just got I got to order a couple parts for it, and I think we'll be all right.
Yeah,
so
it'll be good to go.
Yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead. Let's get Eric Siddiqi on, Chris, and we're going to talk about his big championship win. Hey, Eric, you got us, buddy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, man, I really, really appreciate you taking the time on this late notice of coming on a show tonight. I know you're probably still down there at the Bassmaster Classic, right?
Yeah, I am. I just left the arena, actually. Watched Christy win that. That was pretty cool.
That was awesome. I love seeing it. I thought Stetson Blaylock had it there.
Yeah. Everybody was talking about how Christy was sandbagging after that. Yeah.
But it is also to see him finally get that win. He's had a couple second places. He's had times where he's done really well in the first 2 days and just fall off.
I know how he feels.
Yeah, I guess we all have that time, right? You know what I mean? You're right there at it, and I mean you've been here before in the championship, and then just something goes wrong and just ain't able to capitalize on it.
Right.
So, but you finally got it done. You finally got it done, man.
Yeah, I wanted that big win really, really bad.
Yeah.
I've won a lot of tournaments, but that big one has kind of eluded me over the years, so feels good to finally get that done.
And
I got a little driving partner now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Buckle it in, make sure she's safe.
Right.
So, I mean, man, has it set in yet? Like that, hey, I've just won this, or is it still kind of, how does it feel? What's it feel like winning the big championship?
Yeah, kind of surreal. I don't know. Everybody's been so amazing, messaging me and calling me and congratulating me. A lot of the kayak guys, Christine Fisher and Lambert, and everybody was waiting for me when I walked out of the arena after I won, and we're all screaming and congratulating me. That was really cool. So it's it's a great community. So we've had a lot of fun. They're all pretty excited too. So I always celebrate with them when they win. So
Right.
we did a little celebrating together too. It was a good time.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do. It's a, as competitive as we all are, it's still that family, that camaraderie that we all have. You're still happy for one another when they do well.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And you also got to be there for them when they have them tough tournaments, because we've all been there. Where
right.
you need that support, because there's times where you have a tough one. You're like, screw this mess. Why do I keep doing it?
Exactly. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
So, but let's talk a little bit about your practice and how you found what you had to be able to win. Let's talk about your practice and how that went, and was it a good practice?
It was a tough practice in that I had to stare at my fish on the graph and not fish for them for 3 days. The first ramp, I'd picked this area because it looked so different from anything else in the lake, and I thought it would set up pretty good for some things I like to do. The only other guy who launched with me on Sunday at that ramp was Ike and Ellie, actually. And so I had it. I never actually saw him on the water, so I don't know exactly where he ended up going, but I went to my area, started checking some riprap and some different stuff that was back there, and fun small fish, nothing great. And I end up getting to the back of this pocket. This roadbed kind of runs alongside the bank, about 20 yards off the bank, all the way to the back. And I get back there, and I start graphing. I start seeing these huge marks on my graph, and I'm like, these look like bass, but they're like, from what I know about this lake, there's no way these are bass. So I turn around and make a cast, and I caught a 22.5 on the first cast, making a cast of those fish. Then right after that, one just under 21. I was on the phone with a buddy of mine. He's like, "Stop catching them! Stop doing it!" I'm like, "I haven't fished in a long time. I want to catch these fish." He's like, "Please don't." So I made another cast, and one ate it, and I didn't set the hook. I just let him swim with it. As soon as he dropped it, I tried reeling it in, and another one ate it. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what did I just find here?" And yeah, so I went back and checked on it every day. They stayed in there. It looked like the wind was going to be blowing right. They had a lot of bait pushed back in there, and I figured that wind would help keep the bait in there. And that's what happened. They stayed there for 5 days. I went and looked out. The only thing I had to deal with was some crappie fishermen. And I swear I saw there was a lot of crappie boats, a lot of guys fishing from the bank, stuff like that in the back in the morning. And I never saw one of them catch a crappie the entire time. And I tried to tell a couple of the boats, I was like, I think there's too many bass here for the crappie to hang around, because I've never seen anybody catch one. So yeah, the first day I had so in the morning they would be positioned in the back, and they would kind of move deep, about 6 foot, and then they'd kind of move deeper as the day went along, and I'd have to go and graph and relocate the school. And I found I pulled back and found the school. A boater was crappie fishing. I catch a 19-inch largemouth, and they come around. They saw, I was pretty excited, and they're like, do it again, and pulled right in front of me where I had just caught it. And I was like, okay. So I make a cast right at their boat and let it sink right there, and 19.25 ate it, and I caught it right in front of them. And when they saw me celebrate that one, they got out of there. So, so yeah.
Yeah, you gotta love that moment when you got people there watching you.
Yeah.
And you catch them. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's always in their mind. Like when a boat comes, like you're like, man, I hope I catch a big one right now. You know,
right. Yeah.
like I want to
Exactly.
catch one right here.
Mhm. Right.
And during the tournament, it's even better. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was amazing. The second day, the largemouth kind of rolled on me, disappeared on me. I don't know where they ended up going, but luckily all the spots stuck around, and I ended up getting some good ones. I caught a 22 1/4 inch spot was my big fish
holy.
on day 2, and next cast after I got it measured, I caught a 19 3/4 inch spot right there in the same area. So
that's some good sized spots.
yeah, they were fun. I mean,
yeah.
they were fun. I knew the second day was gonna be a fun day because I have to hold off on them at all. But it wasn't easy. I had to make a lot of casts to get them to finally commit. I was trying a couple different swim baits, going back and forth between a Kayaks and a diesel minnow, just trying to show them something a little different. But they really wouldn't eat anything but a swim bait. So
yeah,
I just had to keep throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing, and eventually I would get a bite, and then I would try to get the picture as quick as I could so I could throw back in there. Once you get them fired up, it's easier to get that next bite. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, now was that something where you were? I mean, how deep of water were you fishing when you're catching them?
It was about 6 foot in the back, right against the bank, and then it kind of dropped off to about 15, and I caught them. They were kind of moving all around that area, just kind of following, chasing bait and stuff. There was actually a 10-foot hole right there against the bank, where it was 6 foot all around it, and it dropped off to 10 right there, and a lot of fish were sitting in that spot. And yeah, that's where I caught actually the 2 big spots that second day came out of that hole.
Holy moly! I mean, that's and like say, not to have any boats around, any other kayaks around you, like it's hard to find them spots.
Right. Yeah, I know. I really felt like no one else would find it because I thought anybody that was thinking about trying the same pattern that I did would probably give up on it before they made it all the way back there. And that's kind of what happened. The only guy that was really close to me at all came to me and asked where I was fishing. And I was like, where are you fishing? And he shows me, because he knew I was on him pretty good. He shows me where he's at. He's like, this is what I want right here. I'm like, that's all yours. I'm back here. And he's like, I never went back that far. I was like, I didn't think anybody would. So
I mean, did you see any kind of coming up there? I know you're fishing shallow. You're talking about 6 foot down all the way to about 15 foot. But did you see many up there cruising the banks and getting ready to start? I mean, I know they're not spawning yet, but I would say within a week.
Yeah, they're close. They're definitely close. Yeah, they were up there shallow. When I got up there shallow, when the sun got up, I could see some cruising up there in the real shallow stuff. Yeah.
Was you able to catch any of the ones you seen kind of cruising around?
No, I just stuck to what I was doing. I mean, they were there. I just had to keep throwing. And now I've got some active target coming, so if I had that, I think it would have helped to see how they were reacting to that bait and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh man, I love it. I tell you, me and James we fished Texas and Toledo Bend, and that was a big part of us catching fish. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it was 100%. Like we called them all off of that, but you was able to see it and feel confident in your spot and know that they were reacting to that bait in certain ways. Like it's a game changer, man. I mean,
right?
Once you figure it out, it's game changer for sure.
Right. It feels like fishing at a disadvantage at this point with how many people have it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to have that come.
And I know a lot of guys are like, oh man, that's not fair. That's that's cheating, blah blah blah. But I'm telling you what, when you're competing for money, it is. You can call it what you want to call it, but when everybody else has got it,
exactly. I'd be fine with it if they made it illegal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good without it, but now that as long as everybody's allowed to use it, I mean, you have to use it.
You got to use the tools that's at your hands. You know what I mean?
So yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, so at the end of the day, they cut the boards off. I mean, where do you think? I mean, do you think you still got it? Do you think you got this thing won, or?
I really didn't. I knew I'd taken the lead by a 1/4 inch, but I caught probably 10 fish in the last hour that were over 15. I just couldn't upgrade my 17 1/4. So I knew he had a 15 to call. So I thought there's no way he didn't call that fish. I mean, all he needed was a 15 and a quarter. He had big bass on me. He had a 23 the first day, so I knew I knew I was losing the tiebreaker if he had any upgrade, he had me.
Yeah.
So I was pretty worried. I mean, I really didn't think I had it up until we had the round table with that Ike ran, and I kind of overheard him talk about how hard it was to get his fifth fish, and how excited he was to get his fifth fish, and he got his fifth fish late, and he kept talking like that, and I was like, it kind of sounds like he only got 5. If he only got 5, then I got him. So that's when I first thought I might actually have this thing, but I really didn't know, and they wouldn't really let us talk to each other, or we weren't supposed to, so I just kind of left it at that, and then I was pretty excited to see my name come up on that stage, I'll say.
Yeah. How hard was it to sleep after day 2? I mean,
really hard. It was really hard. I mean, I was pretty tired, so I did manage to get some, but it was hard to get to sleep. I was pacing back and forth. Just
yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. But I had some buddies with me. Me and Derek Bostic hung out and kind of talked, try to keep my mind off of it. So
yeah, then you got the expo the next day. Did you work any booths? Did you do anything there, or
just I I actually went straight to the arena, and beat everybody there, and kind of walked around and got ready that way. And then afterwards, I did go to the show. But
yeah,
I went around and talked to all my sponsors, talked to some new sponsors. People I've talked to before and never really got anything done with. But I mean, all my sponsors that I have are things that I use, mostly because in kayak fishing, it's like it's a little hard to get anything but product, so it doesn't make sense to if you're not using something, it doesn't make all my sponsors are products that I use and believe in, and being loyal to those companies and stuff, they appreciate that, and they end up they've been taking care of me, so it's been nice. It was nice to see them, how happy they were about that win and everything. It was
and it's perfect, man, to be able to get that, and then like I say, walk around the arena and pick up more sponsors out of that situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's life changing. Those big championships, they talk about the Bassmaster Classic, and it's life changing for those anglers. Some of these anglers have been doing this stuff for a long time, have won several events, but never won a classic or AOI, and they're talking about how life changing it is just to win that classic. You know?
Yeah.
So in our world, in the kayaking world, that's to me, there's 2 of them. There's now the Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship, and then there's the Hobie BOS. You know what I mean? Championship.
Right.
So they're the 2 big ones that you want to win. And you've got it knocked out, and
it's neat to see a lot of those boaters too, that I've watched over the years, starting to recognize us, and a lot of them, when I was just there at the arena backstage hanging out, and a lot of them knew who I was and was congratulating me and everything. So that was pretty neat to see.
Oh yeah. I think there for a while people were kind of didn't think it was ever going to get traction. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now it's here, and it's doing really well, and to see Ike on the live and actually giving a shout out to the kayak anglers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Talking about, Ike said some of these guys are just as good as the guys out there in the bass boats right now.
Right.
And he said, if they were in a bass boat, some of them would be really hard to compete against. You know what I mean? Like they're really good. So
I agree. I've always said that. I mean, a lot of the top guys could beat a lot of the top boat guys. I've always said that, I think, and it's completely different. I mean, you're not going to. That's why you don't really see guys coming over and dominating like people expect. Like Ike fishing, and he won one. A lot of the top guys weren't even at that one. So those top guys, they could fish at any level. I really think. Christine, Russ, Cody, Josh Stewart, all those guys are amazing fishermen.
Oh yeah, I mean you always see them up there. You know what I mean? It's
right, and they've all made me better. Just being, candid. I hope I've made them better too. But we always just talking fishing with people, that are that, all about it, that are that good, worked hard. You can learn stuff from them if you listen. So,
Yep.
it's really helped me become a better angler over the years. Just
Well,
having.
that's something I've always talked about, like when we were in the bass boat side of things. And the thing was be a non-boater, and ride around with these guys and see what they're doing and how they're fishing. And I've learned a lot. I'd have never picked a Carolina rig up if I'd have never done that,
Right.
And that bait there has put a lot of key fish for me in the boat through the years. So, but like say talking to these guys and just talking tackle or sitting on the porch drinking a beer and talking fishing, you
Right.
learn so much. You wouldn't think you would, but you do. And
You
it
do.
sticks. So, but no, man, that's really cool to see like the bass boat side though acknowledging this, and I just hope Bass keeps running with it, making it bigger and bigger, and even better
Right.
payout. Next year.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's.
Mhm.
And having Ike in it, I think was a big thing because it did bring a lot more attention to it. I think
It did. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I've
I
got
think-
a lot of respect for Ike to, put
Yeah.
himself out there like that. And yeah. So it was pretty cool to see, there's a lot of people that maybe didn't think, or realize how good some of the guys were, seeing a lot of us beat Ike in that tournament was, it was good to see. I know all the guys were pretty happy that, they were able to, they're able to go around and talk about how they beat Ike,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to think about being in his position too. You know what I mean? He knows everybody's coming after him.
Right. Yeah.
Whether he's winning or not. If he's 20th, people are still coming because they just want to be able to be one position ahead of him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, for him, he's got a lot of pressure on him going into that event.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just about everybody I talked to before the tournament said, I just want to beat Ike.
Oh man. But no, that's pretty cool. And like I say, the way and hopefully with him kind of fishing it and seeing how everything was ran, it'd be one of the things that he could put a bug in certain people's ears. Like, hey man, we need to look at this more,
Right.
and try to do this. I don't know if it'll happen, but maybe it'll bring a little more attention to, the way I felt was last year's classic when they did the weigh-in for the kayak guys. Where the award ceremony was, there was hardly anybody in the arena. You know what I mean? Like it needed more attention than it was getting at the championship. And so I was kind of disappointed how that was done, but I'm hoping they'll get better with it. You know what I mean? And trying to do it more when we got more people in there and bringing more attention to it.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah.
But no, man, that's, I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you got to get going and get up the road and you're sitting in your truck right now. So,
Yeah.
but I do appreciate you, Eric, coming on, at last minute and just kind of going over your win, and excited to see how the rest of the year goes for you. I'm really excited to see how this opportunity changes your life in your career for kayak fishing,
Right. It's been pretty amazing already. Just having sponsors come to me for once, instead of chasing them down like I've done, over the years, trying to work things out. It's kind of amazing to see how things have changed so fast.
Oh yeah.
You walk around with that blue trophy around a show like that. It's I had my buddy Todd Patrick carrying it around for me. He was following me with it. I told him, you got to hold that over your head while you follow me.
Yeah. You should have put it on a wheelie cart and just rolled it around, decorate the wheelie cart up real good.
Right. Yeah.
But now, real quick, what was it like when going into you got to win and you go into the media room? For some guys that are kind of new to it, I know the first year, some of these guys have never had this kind of attention. Was it with the media and they're all there doing their stories? How was that for you going back there?
It was incredible, really. I was still just kind of shocked that I actually, I couldn't believe that I actually did it, so it was kind of hard to answer any questions. I was heart beating fast and everything. I was just like, couldn't even catch my breath.
You gotta process it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know for the elite guys, they'll send them to a room because, like, when Jordan Lee won the second one, him and his family had to go to a whole nother room just to even get himself together.
Yeah.
Before you come after to the media and did Bass's media stuff and all that. And For you guys, it's kind of like, here you go, here's your trophy, you won, come off stage, boom, right into media.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
you ain't got time to process it.
No. Yeah, you don't.
But well, Eric, man, big congratulations to you. I'd like to get you back on again and just talk fishing and techniques when we got a little bit more time.
Yeah.
And you know, try to teach some people some new things. Normally, that's what we try to do. We try to do in-depth segments, but like I said, I don't want to keep you real long because I know you got to get on the road and get going. So,
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Eric,
sounds good. We can do that.
yeah, big congratulations to you, man. Looking forward to the rest of the season and maybe getting to meet you. Are you going to be at Santee Cooper or Florida event for bass?
I think I'm gonna be at everything from now on.
Okay.
I'm gonna fish as many events as I can.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like I say,
it's gonna be a fun year.
hopefully we get to meet you down there at those events. We plan on we're trying to make all the Hobie events for sure.
Okay.
Don't know if it'll be all the I know it ain't gonna be all the bass just because of the way the schedule's laid and our schedule, but definitely all the Hobies so far. So, but hopefully get the opportunity to meet you face to face and talk with you, man. And like I say, congratulations to you and good luck to you the rest of this year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for
buddy. Have
having
a
me
good
on.
day.
You too.
All right, man. Bye. All right. Well, I like to say I hated to end that so quick. Chris, I hope we didn't even have no question.
We didn't. Everybody's just congratulating him on his.
Okay. Because like I say,
Yeah.
that was such a last minute deal. You know what I mean? Like we've been talking for the last couple of days after he won. I didn't want to message him as soon as he won.
Yeah.
You know, so I waited the next day and was like, hey man, you know, we think we can get you on Sunday night and just go over your win. And it was up in the air if it was even going to happen. Like we were looking at making the show, getting them on a little later tonight. And then what, Chris? 3 minutes before the show starts?
Yeah,
something like that.
Hey, okay,
yeah, I can come on now. And I'm like, oh crap. All right, let's get it going. Yeah. So you get the opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. So, but like I said, I just don't know how our schedule is going to be for the shows for the next 2 weeks. I mean, we might be able to do some live stuff while we're, you know, on the road or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got Florida coming up. We leave not this week, the following Tuesday, we'll be leaving for Florida for the Bass Nation Kayak Series down there on Harris Chain. And then we'll come back. I was kind of hoping, but it's just so busy right now, it's not going to happen. I was kind of hoping we could leave Harris Chain and then head to Santee. And then, you know,
yeah.
But we're going to come on back and then come back right back down there. So anyways, but like I said, I'm excited, super excited for Eric, man. I just think it's great. He's a really great guy. Just, you know, I've never met him personally, but you know, when you follow these people on social media and you see just how they are with people and all that, you know, it kind of tells you a lot. And I think he's a really great guy. And super excited to see how his season's going to go. Also, a big congratulations to Jason Christie. We talked about this earlier, getting the win today for the Bassmaster Classic. He's this thing's eluded him for a long time, and then he goes over to MLF and sorry about that. He goes over to MLF, missed the Classic, you know, and then come back and qualified through the opens, all that, and got back into the elites. And just to see, like, he just couldn't. I mean, I really thought Stetson Blaylock was going to win this thing because he caught a mega bag today. I mean, he caught a good bag of fish. And it was Jason Christie and Kyle Welcher going into the last day tied. I mean, tied for the weight going into day.
No pressure. No pressure. There.
Yeah, no pressure whatsoever. None.
Zero.
No pressure. Just don't screw up.
You can do a Timmy Horton order your pizza.
Yeah, go get you a big 25-pound bag, go to the dock and eat you a pizza.
There you go.
But it didn't happen like that today.
No.
Like they were fighting it. But Christie was sandbagging them weights because, I mean, you're following it, and he's like, what, a pound, 2 pounds out, something like that. Yeah. Granted, I know that it's hard to judge some of these fish, but a lot of these guys have got scales, and they're measuring to kind of so they can be a little more accurate, and they can cull quicker, you know, when they're doing that. So it's just pretty cool to see how it all went down. Super happy for Jason Christie, and I know he's been really trying to. I've been to several classics where Jason's come off the stage and had to do these interviews. And it's hard to do an interview when you just placed second in the
Yeah.
Bassmasters Classic.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of emotions going through because you're at your highest when you're and I don't know, but just talking to these anglers and seeing the expressions on their face, I know it is on a fishing tournament when you come in and you think you got them. You know what I mean? And just a club tournament, Chris. I mean, we fished together several times, and I come in and I'm like, man, I think I got them today. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we'd have won this one. And then you come in and a guy beats you by like a half a pound, and I know like you're so high on emotions when you get there, and then that guy weighs in last and he beats you by half a pound or something, you know, and you're just like, God, you gotta be kidding me. On that level is totally different though, because it's life changing, like we said. And so, like, for them to see Jason come in and do interviews and all that, like it was even hard for him to talk because you got people in your face, and we were one of them that was doing it. You know what I mean? And to what was Chris said, had a great conversation with Eric at the KBF Championship. Awesome guy. Yeah. I'm super. I like to say, I hope we get the opportunity to talk with some of these guys at the Hobie events and Bass events that we've had on our shows in person, you know. But like I say, back to Jason, I mean, it's just super. I'm super happy for him. I ain't going to say too much more about it, but I'm just super happy for him to get that win. Super happy for Eric. And I don't know. I just think I love seeing this sport grow to what it is now, especially the kayaking side. I just love seeing that there is a big stage for these guys to get, you know, recognition for what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
So, what was that David Williams said there, Chris? I missed it.
Bring it back up.
And then we'll get back to we got Robert Brown on here.
Take some. There you go.
Yeah.
Because you're watching it through the screen.
Yeah. Oh, David says I want to see all the during the So, David, I know we've been just, you know, I've sent you some get well soons and likes on your posts and all that. For real talk, man, prayers go out with you and all that you've been through in the last several weeks here. We've been praying for you, buddy, and hope that you recover quickly and get back out on the water. I know Bob is missing one of his favorite fishing partners. So, and like I say, I'd love to get out there with you sometime and all go fishing. But what's he say? I'm shooting for the second week of May to be back on the water. Yeah, I hope so, man. You're going to be getting back on the water. A good time to be out there fishing. So, but I want to thank everybody that's tuning in tonight so far. Like I say, if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, follow our One Objective page on Facebook. Also, if you have it on Instagram, and please share this. Let's get some people in here. We're going to be one topic I really want to talk about. This is kind of my what were they thinking kind of topic. You know, we need to start doing something like that. Maybe we need a segment. What were they thinking?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
And we'll just come up with some, like, just find some crazy stories, whether it be fishing or what, outdoor adventure.
Maybe a product or something that's.
Yeah, maybe a product is like, what the heck,
Yeah.
you know? But this one right here, though, is for me, and I've seen a couple other people post it, and me and James was kind of like, what the heck, man? Like, what was the deal with MLF or the Bass Pro Tour, however you want to call it, having an event the same daggone weekend as the Bassmasters Classic? If you've never been to the Bassmasters Classic, especially after MLF has started, those guys are there at the expo.
Yeah.
They're doing work for their sponsors. They're, you know, they might not be in the limelight of bass side of things, but they're there at the expo, working the expo, talking with people, getting pictures, helping with, you know, just people coming up talking, want tips and this and that and all that, and just selling product. And that's kind of what, like, for the fan side, you know, I want to go to a classic and just do the fan side, not even worry about media one time, and just go around and talk to all the pros, and that when they're, you know, like everybody's in line for KVD and all that, and just talk with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but that for the fan side of things, that's what they're there for. The expo, they want to see these pros, and, you know, like on Sunday, the guys that didn't make the cut will be there on Sunday. But like some of these guys that had to go fish MLF, you know, like KVD could have been there at the Nitro booth. You know, you got so many other pros Skeet Reese, all these guys that could have been there doing things for their sponsors, and MLF is going to do a daggone tournament the same weekend. To me, I think that's just a shot across the bow. It might not been meant to be that way.
I don't know.
Everybody knows that the Bassmaster Classic is the biggest tournament, and
I think
Jason
was trying to compete.
Yeah, I think it was a. I don't know. They're starting to lose some of their big pros coming over back to Bass, and there's a reason. There's more that are trying to qualify, and if you look at how the tournament structure is this year, they got it set up to where me and James were looking at this. They got it set up where it's going to be really hard for the guys to compete there and try to fish other events to try to make the elites. So, I don't know. I see Zach Bird being one of them trying to come back. I haven't seen too many good things on his stuff, and it just seems like he's been kind of irritated with how things are going. So I see in the future more and more just starting to trickle back in.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Bass Pro Tour, man.
The grass wasn't as green as they thought it was.
Yeah, exactly. It's like leaving that job. You know what I mean? You think you don't realize how good you actually have it, and then you go and think you're getting some other better job, and it really sucks. The grass wasn't green on the other side. So, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of in the bass boating side, a dirtbag move. Now, I mean, y'all can let me know what you think about it. It might not mean nothing.
Yeah.
It might not even matter to some. But just, where we cover it and this and that, and we got some, Dylan Hayes, he fishes that. And that's kind of, a lot of times, that's how we meet him, is at ICAST and Classic. And they're there for their sponsors, and we get to meet some of these guys that we've become friends with. But this year, we didn't make it down there. Reason being is because, man, my phone was getting burned up on fire on Friday and Saturday. I had a couple today, but hey, man, I thought y'all were going to be down here at the Classic, or y'all have a booth down here, or where y'all at? We ain't see y'all back here in the media room. I got a lot of that. And me and James made a decision this year that we wanted to compete in the Hobie and the BASS events. And with owning our own business, you can't be gone with so much,
Oh, yeah.
especially with two of us running it. And granted, James's wife was a big help too when we was out of town for shipping, but it was still a burden on her. There's a lot to do. So,
remember, there's only two people.
Yeah, it's only two of us, guys. Just remember that when we get these messages and wanting to know how come their package ain't shipped the next day, I appreciate the business. I really do. But I'm telling you, some stuff we can ship out immediately. Some stuff it's kind of, we're at the height of the kayak season right now. I mean, it's busy.
It's getting busy, ramping up.
Yeah, it's booming right now. So, but let's talk a little bit.
The same sponsors go to Red Crest.
What's that?
Will the same sponsors go to Red Crest? That's what Chris Cable asked.
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean? You talking about some of the sponsors at Bass go there? I don't know. I'm curious to see how Red Crest goes this year. Man, the problem that you're running into with MLF, when you go to a Bassmasters Classic and you sit in that stage and them dudes roll up and they bring the fish out and they, you know what I mean? What we got going on there?
I'm trying to watch the stream on the phone and instead I'm watching some guy make something out of wood. And I thought I had the volume turned down. I don't know.
But anyways, got some of that music going.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, I think is they're saying it's more and more people. You don't see as much people at the weigh-ins for Bass Pro Tour. Is there's nothing there to see? They're not bringing big fish in and bringing them across the stage. I get what they're doing. I like what they're doing. But I think they all ought to be able to bring in one big fish. You know what I mean? Their biggest fish. And then just put all the rest back. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the sponsors are going to go for them. I know Boyd and all of them that are involved with that are doing, I think, doing a pretty good job in growing it.
Yeah.
I just think some people, I don't know. Bass is Bass. They've been big for a long time. And that's kind of the hard event to get qualified for the elites, and the Classic's hard to get to, all that. What's going on, Walt? That was another one there I missed. We didn't get to go see at the Classic this year. Kind of disappointed about some of these guys we didn't get to see. But anyways, like I said, we made the decision. We're going to be fishing Harris Chain. We're going to be fishing Santee. So ICAST will probably be in the books this year. We'll probably go to that.
When is that?
That will be in June. So I got to look at our schedule and see how that's going to go too for Hobie stuff. Because I think after Harris Chain, I don't know what we'll be able to do with bass after that. Because like I know we're not going to go to Oklahoma because we got Broken Bow for Hobie. I don't want to go to Oklahoma twice. There's too spread out. You know what I mean? Like you got Oklahoma in April, and then you got Oklahoma again, and I don't know what month it is again. May, maybe June. I can't remember what the schedule is. So, we're definitely not going to do that one. I don't know about the other ones, how they're going to go, but we're all signed up, man. For
So is that far west? Is it they go is Oklahoma?
It will be. I mean, they go to like, was it one place in Wisconsin, I think, but I don't know how far that is. Like past.
That's north.
Well, it's north, but I don't know, like northwest.
It's not quite as far out as Oklahoma.
Yeah. So
I mean, it might be the same distance wise because you got to drive north, but
yeah. But I mean, we did go to Texas, but I mean,
that's kind of like same as Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You're just right above it.
Yep. So I mean, after that, I mean, we're going to start heading north here. So I mean, we got to go follow. That's going to be. I think it's in Alabama. Falls in Alabama.
That's south.
Yeah. So we got Santee Cooper. Then we go to, was it Eufaula? And then we go to Broken Bow in Oklahoma. And then they got Chickamauga, I think it is.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what we're going to do about that one. That might be an event we don't practice for. And then we're going up north somewhere in New Hampshire for one of those.
Oh, wow.
I think it's New Hampshire. It's up north. It's a
musty country.
Yeah. But it's crazy, man, about these Hobie terms, dude. They're selling out so quick. They're only taking 200.
When's the New Hampshire one?
I need to look up. Let me look it up. So here's the schedule right here. So there's Santee Cooper. That one's in March. Eufaula's in April. Broken Bow is in May. And then Chickamauga's June. And Lake Winnipesaukee.
Winnipesaukee. That's I believe that's the fictional lake that they use for Smith Mountain Lake when they made What About Bob?
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what they called it.
So they did not do it at Smith Mountain Lake?
Yeah, they did at Smith Mountain Lake, but they called it Lake Winnipesaukee instead of calling it Smith Mountain Lake.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
I think I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but I think that's the name they called it. I think that's what it was supposed to have been, but they filmed it down here.
And then we got the Susky River. That one is right up here. I guess that's right in Pennsylvania or like, yeah, I can't think of the daggone exactly what state that is, but then you got Wolf and Fox Rivers, August 20th. That's the one I think was in Wisconsin, I think. Yeah, Wisconsin. So I don't know if we'll fish that one or not. I'm kind of excited. I'd like to go fish that one, but dude, they're all selling out so fast. I mean, they go.
Well, what month is the New Hampshire one again?
June.
Oh, okay. Well, at least seeing up here in October when it's like it's snowing.
Oh heck no, man! I wouldn't go. I'm gonna tell you what, dude. Texas was horrible. I mean, it was flat out horrible with the weather. I mean, it was good fishing. You know what I mean? Like
it's supposed to be hot in Texas.
Yeah, no, not then.
Nice.
We brought it, buddy, when we went down there. I can tell you that now. Yeah, we go June 25th and 26th. See, that's what we're worried about is Lake Chickamauga is 4th and 5th, and then June 25th and 26th, right in the middle there, I think it's 11th or something like that. And that week is ICAST. So I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do June. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. So,
Tennessee, well, it's not far for you, but it is for James. But it's not that far.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad event. What do you say? Low Tower Hobie 360s turned out. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, Steven. I love those kayaks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've been in several different brands. I love the Bonafide. Been in a Vibe. That was actually not a bad kayak for the price point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A good starter kayak to get you going in it. And had a good time in those. I really love the Hobie. I mean, the Bonafide. Had the Native. It's okay. The Titan's all right. I mean, it's a stable boat. I'm not going to take nothing away from Native on how stable that boat is. I just hated the steering on that boat. I hated the amount of water I got in that boat. I just did not like it. But it's a good platform. You know what I mean? If you don't mind it,
improve on it, it'd probably be all right.
yeah. If it could just make some tweaks, man, I don't think it would take much. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a designer, when it comes to that. But
put a bilge pump in it.
dude, I was really close to the point of that, putting a bilge pump in that daggone boat on the inside because I was getting so much water, it was getting irritating. But the Hobie, man, I have just really fallen in love with that kayak. I know it's an expensive kayak, I get that, but I've really fallen in love with that kayak and everything we can do with it. And because I bring a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So like I pile that dude up. And I don't know. I've gotten to the point now where I don't even use the motor as much. I mean, the motor's great on it. You know what I mean? And I think it's a must have.
Well, you can't use it in the Hobie Series anyway, right?
No, you can use it in practice, but you just can't use it during the event. But I like pedaling. I actually enjoy pedaling that. I did not like pedaling to native. Like say, it's not bad, but for me, like my knee bothers me a lot. It doesn't bother me with that Hobie. I think it's something to do with the rotation, how you're like you're on a bike. I don't know.
You're just going back and forth on the Hobie.
Yeah, and it's short pumps.
So
you know what I
legs
mean?
Are not moving as much with the Hobie as it is with the other. I think.
Yeah. So, but I really fall in love with this boat. I love our 2022 setups. We got a few more things that we're working on with lights, interior lights, and black lights, and all that stuff for night fishing. But I think we're pretty much done with them, man. But I love the fact that I can take that Panoptix in and out so quickly. If I want to go fish a river and I don't want all that stuff on there, I can take it off so easy. And it's nothing to it. It's no, oh, let me unhook this wire and pull this wire. We didn't run anything internally on the boat. It's just all plug and play. You take it in, take it out, and in a matter of minutes, So, yeah, we love that. I enjoyed doing that video. I wish we could have done a little more in depth, but when we were shooting, it was starting to rain on us, so we just wasn't able to really do so much with it, because we got the Newports on the back and all that stuff. We just
how
wasn't
have they
able
been working out?
So far, not too bad. Just the steering. I'm not a big fan of how, and it's not Newport's fault. It's on Hobie's side of the rudder, of how it steers with the motor. It steers phenomenal with the pedal drive system. It doesn't steer good with a motor. Like you got to either put a pedal drive, like a pedal system in, or we're kind of working on some stuff to maybe help. I don't know how far that's going to go. What is it? Brian says we're going to make up some Outbacks up. That is coming, 100% coming, and it will be after Harris Chain or Santee. We'll be having our Outbacks. So we got stuff coming. We already got it on the board of what we're going to make, what we want to make. We got one at the shop right now, but it's the hole's cracked. Okay. You can't do nothing with this boat. And it's like a replacement hole kind of deal. So you can't do nothing with it. You can't sell it. It's just garbage. You know what I mean? So we wanted to mount it and do a mount for it. We got something kind of somewhat mocked up, but we just don't want to do nothing with it until we can go out and test it to see what we got. We like to test everything before we go out live with this product. So, and we don't have a seat for it. So we don't even know, like, if we want to make any products for stuff like that, you can even make a product for it. So, but we do have stuff that we want to do for the Outback and future going into the Lynx. But, we get a lot of questions about the feel-free stuff, and we're working on it. But it's just kayaks, dude. Trying to get kayaks is tough. And if you want to borrow somebody's kayak for like a week, like you got to hurry up and get it done, Yeah. But our schedule is so tight that we need a kayak that we can sit on for about 2 weeks, maybe 3, to get all products, as much products as we can. But get out there and test it and do some on the water testing. And that way we can do it in the afternoon when we're kind of knowing their day. We'll take the kayak out to the river for a little bit and play with it. But we just ain't been able to do that. So, but if y'all have noticed, this week we have been releasing some products. Chris, was you able to get the pictures up?
Yeah, I got. We just have to do them like as a background.
Okay. So we were able to get those up. Get some new products out.
I gotta take you down there.
Okay. Oh man, I see my beautiful Okay.
Wait a minute. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I got to do. Hold on.
All right. So they got me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to.
Chris is trying to get everything situated here so we can see the underseat that we got going on. He's trying to change up some stuff.
I don't know why it's not working.
Okay.
I'm trying to put you in the background, but
it's not working right.
No.
That's fine. So, anyways, you guys, if you haven't checked it out, go to oneobjectivebf.com, or you can go to our Facebook. We come out with the underseat rod storage, underseat tackle system. We're still trying to come up with a name for it. We got some guys that have been putting some pretty interesting names on our YouTube comments for it. Let me see if I can pull some of these up. I don't know if I can get them all pulled up tonight, but I'm gonna tell you what, man. We've been fishing with these things for the last month, 2 months, maybe. We had them back in the fall, so we was out fishing with them in the fall. Somehow or another, they ended up getting into one of our videos. I can't remember what video it was. People got to asking questions, and then it just, the problem was getting released was getting material. Sold at the Classic, or what he's got on his site, or how many he's sold, but definitely check out. Are we still on there?
Yeah, I just showed the pictures real quick. I couldn't hear you, but I just showed them real quick so everybody could see them.
Oh, okay. So, but definitely go out and check out Dugout Bait and Tackle. I know he did have some. He ended up he got a pre-order from us. He don't have them in stock yet. He pre-ordered 20 of them from us. I don't know what he's got left, because I know he was asking us a lot of questions about some stuff on us, and I was on the phone with him one day when he sold one right there. He might not have none at all, but anyways, we're trying to source some more material in, and to be able to get the material, but I don't know how long it's going to be before we can get more of them. But anyways, we're going to start getting these cut. And then the other product that we had, while Chris, he's still working on it, trying to get some things up. But
yeah, you can't do it. I'd have to take you completely out.
It's not a big deal.
It's not like Streamlabs where you can just put a picture up there.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We'll work.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. But anyways, the other product we came out with was our 360 mount for the Humminbird 360. And we've had guys like Casey Reed and them testing it out for us. He really liked it. Me and James used it we used it last fall when we come out with the underseat thing. We come out with that as well. And we were using that as well, and have tested it for a good while through Texas, beating into stumps, Toledo Bend, beating into stumps. And then sometimes I forgot to pull it up, and I would run it aground and beat it all up. I hope I didn't tear up my 360, but anyways, just testing it out, man, and it worked really well. I think that this is, like something like that. It's so simple to pull up. When you got your 360 down, when you want to make a long run, like some systems out there, like you got a ram mount, or you got something, that you can loosen it up and pull it all back. And then when you get to your spot and you want to put it down, trying to get it back in the right spot and location, you're working with knobs. This takes all that time out of that, and you just pull the pin, drop it down, put the pin in, boom, you're done. And that's, to me, time, like organization and things that make life simpler on a kayak is more casts, So that's why we were trying to make that so simple. I don't want to be fumbling with no crap on the water, trying to get it back in the same position. If you do make a run, it starts pulling itself back, and you got to adjust it again. Shoot, man, you can pull that thing up, because you do have drag on it. When you got that big behemoth transducer down there, you're trying to make a run, you got drag. So you pull that thing up, man. It's crazy how many miles an hour you pick up.
It's like a spoiler.
Yeah. It's a pile of drag. So anyways, we got that came out. That's starting to do pretty good. I think more and more people are starting to see it more now. So, but if you haven't, go to One Objective YouTube channel. If you're already here now listening, when the show's over, go in there and check it out. Check out our rigs. Check out the new under seat tackle storage system, and then also our 360 mount. And like I say, we got a couple more things we're going to be coming out with that will be more other boats can use it as well. You know, like this 360 mount, other boats can use it. It's universal. The under seat thing, that's just for the Hobie PA 12 and 14 right now. People ask us if it fits other kayaks. I don't know. We haven't tried it on nothing else.
Yeah.
And I mean, it ain't many other kayaks that have that much room under their seat to put something like that, you know?
Yeah,
Like
it's like a whole shelf.
Yeah. I mean, you put 6 boxes, 3,700s in there, you know? So, but anyways, Chris, did anybody ask anything, say anything?
No.
I mean, just people just chit-chatting amongst themselves.
Chit-chat, quiet.
Yeah. So, like I say, I know we didn't do no big advertisement for this show tonight. We have had people asking us about doing other things for content for the show. And I do plan on working on that. I think when we come back from from Florida and Santee, that we're going to plan on doing like a big in-depth. I've been trying to put questions together on things we get asked a lot so we can go on that show and answer a lot of these questions. And, when it comes to kayak rigging, when it comes to tips and techniques, stuff like that, we plan on doing a big show kind of like that when we come back. Also, one more thing before we get off of here tonight. I know this show is short. We just want to get Eric Siddiqi on. We didn't have a lot more that we wanted to talk about tonight. But where was I going with this? Holy crap, man, my mind just. Oh, anyways, we're gonna be doing a giveaway on our YouTube as soon as we hit 10,000. Now I know that's a little bit away. Okay, we're at like 7,100, something like that. 200. I can't remember where we're at now. Where are we at, Chris? I can't.
7,200.
7,200. So I know that's a little ways away, but our subscriber count has been shooting up here lately, and I'm super excited to see like all these people coming in, and I'm very appreciative of all of our subscribers. But me and James are putting together. We about got all the kinks worked out into this deal of what we want to give away, and I'm not going to release it, but I will tell you this. It's going to be a super, super nice giveaway. Chris, I think I ran it.
A Hobie Pro Angler 14 giveaway.
No way, man. It ain't that super nice. All right. Cut him off. He's done. No, it's not going to be quite that nice. I wished it was. That's not quite in the budget yet. But we do have something that's going to be really, really nice for a lot of you guys out there. So, man, I wish we could do something like that. That would be super sweet.
Yeah.
I bet you if you did that, man, boom, your subscriber count would just be like,
you'd have 10 million subscribers. They'd be sending you the Diamond Play Award.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we're just trying to get to that 10,000 mark, and we wanted to really treat maybe 1 or 2 of our subscribers to a really, really awesome prize. So, and we're just going to pick from our subscribers. We're going to go in there and just pick 2 random people for this gift. So, but anyway, like I say, if you haven't, go on there, hit the subscribe button, tell your buddies about it, tag them in a video, whatever you need to do to get them on there. And then hopefully once we get this prize in our hand, we're going to go ahead and do a big video and post it all over social media and try to get our subscribers in there and in on this contest. So, but other than that, man, Chris, I don't have nothing else. Anybody else say anything before we go?
No.
All right. Well, guys, I do appreciate it. Like I say, you'll be able to check this out on our podcast on iTunes, and I think it goes on iTunes and all other platforms. We're pretty much on all of them. You can go in there and listen to the show. If you're on iTunes, please go in and give us hopefully a 5-star rating and let us know why you like the show. You know what I mean? In the comments down there. So that's a big help when it keeps pushing us, because iTunes have changed their algorithm a little bit, because ours used to pop up first all the time.
Yeah.
And now they're moving stuff around daily. Like one day it's here first again, and one day it's here at 6th and 4th. And so I don't know what they're doing, but if we can get the comments up and get people liking and commenting onto iTunes, you know what I mean? It really pushes it up there. So
Yeah.
I don't understand how it all works. It's about like YouTube and Facebook. I don't understand how it works. It just works. So, but other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I know it was a bunch of rambling. I know we were just kind of just sitting here shooting a bull and kind of talking what was on our mind right now and kind of go over some new products. I appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight. I appreciate all you guys that have shared and liked and subscribed. A lot of you guys have been with us since day one of this, or I say day one, since we've been going at it, you know. Sorry we didn't make it to the Classic to see some of you guys maybe next year, but we definitely plan on being an ICAST to make it there. And hopefully, if you guys are listening, we'll hope to see you at Harris Chain and Santee Cooper. So, but other than that, guys, I'll talk to you later. You guys have a great night and have a safe week. See you.